The return of King of the Ring. WWE has decided to bring back a pay per view that I've been wanting to see come back for a decade now. It won't be coming back as a pay per view, it'll be coming back as an entire episode of Raw, which, let's be real, Raw is 3 hours. Back in the day, that was a pay per view. So technically it is coming back, but kinda not. I am excited to see what they do with this. Again, Paul Heyman is in charge of the show now, so I'm I'm hoping good things come out of this. I'm hoping things turn out good for the participants, for the show, for the concept. Because the King of the Ring concept is one of those concepts I am shocked WWE got rid of in the first place. It was a great way to establish not only a number one contender, but establish talent as top stars. Isn't the King of the Ring part of the reason why how Edge became a top name in the company? Isn't that how Kurt Angle became a top name? Isn't that how people like Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin and many, many, many others became top guys in WWE? Brock Lesnar. They did it by winning King of the Ring. So I'm very, very confused at why we dropped that concept. Just saying. But in terms of who I think will win, I don't even know who is in the tournament. All I know is 8 guys from Raw, 8 guys from SmackDown. Why can't it just be guys from Raw? Whatever. Whoever wins the tournament gets a shot at whatever brand's world title. For me, if I had to go with one person, I'd go with Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre is a shoe-in. Well, I don't really know what they're going to do. I don't even know who's in the tournament. But if I had to choose, I would go with McIntyre. I think he is easily the best pick to win the tournament like this. Anybody else, I don't know. Like what you do? You have Samoa Joe win, and then he fights Kofi Kingston again? Nah, bruh. Braun Strowman would be a very nice surprise. But Rollins versus Strowman wouldn't quite work. Don't expect to see The Fiend in there. I doubt we'll see The Fiend in there. Don't expect to see Brock Lesnar in there. I doubt we'll see that too. So it's one of those things where, depending on how it's booked, this will either make or break Raw next week. It can go extremely well, and then we can be in store for one of the best Raws this year, or it can be a typical WWE episode where the people you expect to win, nothing special happens, and we're bored to bricks. So I'm hoping WWE does the right thing with this concept. Let me hear down below who you guys want to see win the tournament. I see people saying McIntyre. I see people saying Andrade Cien Almas. I see people saying let's see here. Oh, they're naming all the past King of the Ring winners. Yes, you have Randy Savage, Booker, King Booker. Billy Gunn was at one time King of the Ring. Shamrock was the King of the Ring. Yes, he was. A lot of people. I will be disappointed if it's someone like Baron Corbin. If Baron Corbin wins it, I'm done. I will be done with Raw for the rest of the year, and it's all AEW. I'm just saying. Okay, so enough about next week. Let's get to Raw. Let's get to this week's Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to see Sasha Banks back. Now, I am, admittedly, one of the few people that wanted her, one of the many people that wanted her to leave and go to AEW. I was certain that this woman was done. She had enough with WWE, and I'm pretty sure she fought hard to get released. She really, really pushed WWE's buttons to let her go. But once she realized, nah, we ain't letting you go, The only way to go about things, really, is to accept what you have, accept your position, and just work. Now, I do feel a little bad for her, but not too much. Because, let's call it like it is. Sasha got herself some leverage. WWE needs Sasha. Sasha doesn't need WWE. I'm pretty sure if she wanted to, she could sit out her contract. They could try to freeze it. I'm pretty sure they want to, but that doesn't mean that she's going to go out of her way to, come back if she didn't want to. I'm pretty sure Sasha's getting everything she wants. Otherwise, she would not be back. I'm telling you right now, things are going to be different for Sasha. Unlike Bayley, who unfortunately needs this job, which is why WWE treats her like crap, Sasha doesn't need WWE. Which is part of the reason why I guarantee you this new run is going to be great. So let's just cut all the BS. Let's talk about the segment. How did Sasha get back? Well, during the show, Natalya came out to address the Toronto crowd. She's beaten up. She has a sling on from Becky tapping her out last night at SummerSlam. She starts talking about the passing of her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Before she could get a word out, Sasha Banks' music hits. The crowd loses their mind. Toronto goes nuts. Sasha Banks walks out. It's like Christmas has come early. It's not Christmas in July. It's Christmas in August, if you get what I mean. And she enters the ring, and instantly my radar starts going off. My radar is this how do I say? It's an instinct that I have when someone is about to turn heel. I knew the moment Sasha got in her face, I'm like, she's gonna turn on her. She's gonna turn on her. Sasha goes to ask for a microphone. Natalya lets her guard down. Sasha turns, BAM! Smacks her ass down to the ground, rips off her hair, which, by the way, we should talk about that. Before Sasha showed up, the last picture of her on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you follow her on, was a picture of her hair blonde. She had blonde hair a few days ago, last week. Which is why she's back. See, Sasha's smart. Sasha realized, okay, how do I get these boys to recognize?
I guess Vince is into blueberry pie now, hopefully.
Probably, but like I said in a previous video, I forgot which one it was. Sasha Banks realized that to get over in WWE, she had to follow the rules. She had to get on board. If you know what I mean. She gotta get that blonde hair, blue eye, apple pie. America! She tricked them though. This is how she did it. She called Vince. Because Vince called her. I don't know. Maybe she called him, or maybe, I don't know. Something happened. Sasha's all like, hey Vince, I'm blonde now. Turn me heel. He's like, oh Sasha, I'll give you whatever I want. Whatever you want. Just let me give you my gigantic jackhammer. And she's like, okay, I want to turn heel. He's like, you can have whatever you want. Just keep your blonde hair, Sasha. So Sasha showed up with that wig on. He thinking it's some long hair. And then she said, psych! You got blueberry pie, boy. I'll run this. Vince McMahon's like, God damn it, she tricked me. I'm going to fire her. God damn it, I can't fire her. Vince was all pissed off. God damn it, you said you were blonde. Well, Sasha came out with blueberry hair, and she beat the piss, the snot out of Natalya. Got a steel chair, started wailing on her. It was fabulous. It was so good. Toronto was loving it. They were chanting, thank you, Sasha. Think about this. Natalya was about to talk about her dead father. And Sasha Banks beat her so badly that Toronto didn't care about that and was still cheering, thank you, Sasha. Didn't give a damn about Natalya. That's how over Sasha was. And then to make things even more awesome, here comes Becky Lynch. The man. Coming out to fight the boss. And we all know when a man meets his boss, that's always a one-sided fight. Unless you're Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which, let's be real, Becky Lynch is no Stone Cold Steve Austin. So they get into the ring and they start brawling. And then Sasha Banks gets the upper hand and starts beating the piss out of her with a steel chair. And I loved every single second of it. Instantly, the most interesting character in this women's division. Of this women's revolution, whatever you want to call it. I have been waiting years for Sasha Banks to turn heel. Long overdue. Ever since that feud with Charlotte ended, I was just like, okay, heel turn now. And it never came. We were forced to wait for years and years. And then they teased it with Bayley, and it never happened. And then they had a tag team championship run, and then that flopped. And then Sasha Banks had to force them to turn her heel. She was like, look, either I stay home and wait the remainder of my contract out, or I come back as a heel. And so she's here. And look, I dare say, The Fiend Bray Wyatt and Sasha Banks are two of the most interesting characters on the main roster. Yeah. Instantly. Heel turn and she's on top. I put her above Becky at this point. I love Becky, but Sasha's back. Heel Sasha runs all. She rules all. So the boss is back in charge. And this feud with her and Becky, I say do it for the rest of the year. Matter of fact, Sasha beats Becky at Clash of Champs. That's what I want. And then have Sasha hold that belt to WrestleMania, where she fights Ronda Rousey. Again, no. I don't know if we're going to do that. I'm pretty sure Becky's going to win the title back, and then we'll do Ronda and Becky again at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. That's most likely what they're going to do. Ronda and Becky again at WrestleMania. Which, hey, one-on-one might be better than triple threat. And then we'll do Sasha and Bayley sometime down the line. Someone just asked me in the live chat, is Sasha on Raw or SmackDown? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm assuming she's on Raw. Because it looks like the first feud she's going to do is the one with Becky. And then we'll move her to SmackDown to fight Bayley. I don't know. We'll find out. I say she'll win the title at Clash of Champs. I don't think she will. I think what will happen is that she'll fight Becky at Clash of Champs and then be moved to SmackDown to be working with Bayley under Eric Bischoff's watch. But I don't care what she does. She's a heel now. So everything she does, everything she touches will turn to gold. Everything she's about will be golden. Sasha Banks is back. She's a heel, and the world is hers. So that was, to me, the best part of Raw. The rest of Raw, take it or leave it. Honestly, I'd leave it. I didn't think it was all that great. It wasn't bad. But following SummerSlam, we got a pretty weak fallout. If you don't mind, I just kind of want to skim through this. We opened up the show with Seth Rollins coming out to celebrate his victory over Brock Lesnar. The crowd received him very well. And then he's interrupted by AJ Styles. And I would be excited for this match if I didn't see it already 2-3 other times. They had their match at Money in the Bank, and then had a few more matches on Raw. I swear. WWE just loves to oversaturate these feuds. But it is what it is. The main event between the two, I already knew it wasn't going to end in a clean finish. I kind of figured this would go to all the way to Clash of Champs. What I didn't expect is for Ricochet and Braun Strowman to get involved. So it's looking like we're going to get Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Ricochet at Clash of Champions.
Boss was like, I turn healer, I take the AEW effect.
I take the AEW effect, probably. But yeah, the main event ended in a DQ with the OC attacking Rollins. Ricochet came out to save him, and then Braun Strowman came out to even the odds. And that's how we end the show, with Rollins and Braun Strowman and Ricochet standing tall. Pretty weak, honestly. Wasn't really feeling anything they did with Rollins. Even the stuff with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh yeah, by the way, Stone Cold Steve Austin was on the show. He was, I can't say via satellite, via Skype. He was on Skype talking to Michael Cole about Seth Rollins and trying to put him over. And it didn't work. And I have to ask WWE, if you have to ask Stone Cold Steve Austin to appear on your show to put over Seth Rollins to make him seem cool, he must not be all that cool. I don't need Stone Cold Steve Austin to tell me Becky Lynch is cool. I know. I don't need Stone Cold Steve Austin to tell me Kofi Kingston's awesome. I know he's awesome. I don't need him to tell me The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, is awesome. I know he's awesome. If you had to bring in Austin to endorse Seth Rollins so he feels like a main event player, he must not be a main event player. Just saying. And honestly, when the show ended, I just kind of told myself, Braun Strowman feels more like a main eventer than Seth Rollins does. AJ Styles did too. Regardless, I thought Austin's appearance was a waste of time. Yes, he promoted his show, Hanging with Steve Austin or something like that. Something about Steve Austin that's on the USA Network. I'll probably catch it after this, but maybe not. Didn't like much of what they did with Rollins at all. That's just me. Let's talk about Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien. They had a 2 out of 3 falls match. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I'm sick of the 2 out of 3 falls matches too. What I will appreciate about this one is that, first off, there wasn't the even Steven kind of 2 out of 3 falls. No, Andrade swept Rey Mysterio. Swept him. 2 falls in a row. And then we had Rey Mysterio go backstage talking about, man, I don't know. I'm questioning my career right now, but I can't quit. I gotta feed my family. La familia, I can't quit. I know I'm not as good as I used to be, but I can't quit because of my family. And I just sit there. I just want to smack Ray and go, you think I'm stupid, Ray? You're a millionaire. You know, some of these storylines get on my nerves because WWE thinks we're dumb. For real. Like, you're trying to convince me that Rey Mysterio can't quit, can't leave because he has to support his family. BS. Ray's a millionaire. He has more money than any of us could ever imagine. And if he needs to support his family, like, I'm sorry, like, it's not like he can't open a school or something. Like, come on now. You mean to tell me this is the only thing Ray can do to support his family? I don't buy it. I'm not buying the storyline. Get a new storyline because this one is not working. But that's what they're going for. They're going for Rey Mysterio is old. Rey Mysterio is not cut to be hanging with the people of this generation. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like I don't know. I'm not digging the storyline. I'm not digging the storyline right now. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's not believable to me. But hell, if we're gonna get on Andrade versus Rey Mysterio feuds, more in their feud, let's go. Sami Zayn took on Samoa Joe in a one-on-one match, and I like how we used the Street Profits. I forgot their names almost. There's so much. They're so blended into the show now that they don't stick out, and that's an issue. We'll get to that in just a second. But Street Profits were talking to Sami Zayn backstage, and Sami Zayn was talking trash about Rollins, about Becky, and then started talking trash about Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was right behind him and said, oh, since you want to talk trash about me, meet me inside the ring. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, are they going to turn Samoa Joe heel? I mean, babyface? Sorry, he's already heel. Turn babyface? Because that would be awesome. That's one of the turns I've been wanting to happen for a long time. So the match starts. He works like a babyface. He gets a babyface reaction. And I'm thinking, holy crap, Samoa Joe's a babyface. Oh, snap. And then after the match, Samoa Joe says, look, I might have extended my apology to Roman Reigns, but I refuse to extend it to you, the fans. Basically saying, I'm still a heel, bitch. I don't like any of y'all. Which was a screwed up bait and switch. They're wrong for that. You know who also is wrong for what he did? Miz to Dolph Ziggler. Didn't care about this whatsoever. I didn't. This was a sad attempt to recreate what they did at SummerSlam. Listen, what they did with Goldberg and Ziggler at SummerSlam was awesome. That was great. See Miz do it? Not so great. Kinda lame. Doesn't really stand out to me. But Miz ends up making Ziggler tap out to the figure 4. And there you go. Elias is in the ring, cutting doing his sing-along promo, and he's all like, look, people like to interrupt me, so I'm going to count to 3, and whoever's going to interrupt me, do it now. 1, 2, 3, no interrupt. So he's like, oh, I get to play. And then Ricochet interrupts him. And then we have a match where Elias, oh my goodness, it's apparent now that this guy is just not going to cut it as an in-ring performer. Great character. Not a good in-ring performer. At all. Because it takes a very special kind of bad to have a pretty bad match with Ricochet. And this was a pretty bad match. Ricochet took some sick bumps. But there was a lot of botches in this match. And it didn't look good. In my opinion. So, if you can't have a good match with Ricochet, something's wrong. Something wrong. That's all I will say. That's all I'm going to say. Speaking of Street Profits, we saw them in 2 segments throughout the night, and the overall story with them is that Angelo Dawkins is hungover. And so he's laying down, sleeping, trying to get some rest, and drinking water to take off the hangover. And the ongoing joke is they have a stick and they can't finish it. And Montez Ford has to now carry the load in terms of promoting the show. And this is where I have to step up and say, enough. I love the Street Profits.
Who had the better heel turn, Sasha or Kenta?
Sasha, for sure. As I was saying, enough. Love the Street Profits. One of the best teams in the company right now. The thing is, we're seeing too much of them. I see them on Raw every week. I see them on pay-per-views. And I see them on NXT. Way too much. I'm seeing them too much. This oversaturation, this overexposure is just going to make me sick of them. So I say, next week, don't have them on Raw. Don't have them on Raw next week. Just give them a break. A break, please. I need to miss them. They're NXT talent anyways. So why are they here on Raw? Give them a break. Stop now before you overexpose them. And fans end up getting sick of them. And then when you actually call them up, they won't be as over as you want them to be. Don't overexpose them. Relax. We're seeing too much of them as it is. They're entertaining. I think Montez Ford is a star. He's awesome. So is Angelo Dawkins. I think he's great too. But like every other song replayed on the radio 10,000 times, eventually you get sick of it. So don't overplay this song. back off. That's all I gotta say. McIntyre took on Cedric in a, well, I won't say, because they've had multiple matches before this. I don't know if this is like the blow up to their feud, but they had a match that I thought was pay-per-view quality good. It was really good. Better than some of the pay-per-view matches at SummerSlam. I'm not joking you. It was really, really good. I thought Cedric was awesome in this match. He did some gravity-defying, I can speak English, gravity-defying craziness. I especially loved the cravat DDT, which was awesome. I loved the Spanish fly off the top rope. And my favorite part of the match was the oversell. The amazing oversell from Cedric when he took the Claymore kick. When Drew McIntyre kicked his face, that boy did, I swear to God, he did at least a 360 or at least a 630 or some crap. He did at least 2 flips in the air. It looked awesome. It was amazing. One of the best sales I've seen for a finisher, at least that finisher. It looked awesome. It made the crowd pop. It was great. It made McIntyre look like $1 million. So, props to both men. Awesome match all around. We got an appearance from Bobby Roode, whatever you want to call him. I miss him. I want to see him some more. But that didn't matter because we had to interview Paul Heyman, who was upset that he got the news that Brock Lesnar will not be getting a rematch for the Universal Championship. So I guess that means he's going to SmackDown to beat up Kofi, right? The 24/7 championship crap. I want to talk about this. I guess I have to. We had a Lucha House Party tag match against the Revival, and the match didn't even happen because R-Truth hit the ring, and he ends up getting pinned by the Revival. The Revival, I swear to God, the Revival become your first ever tag team 24/7 champs. And then they get pinned by R-Truth. It's so damn stupid. I am done with this. Can we just be done with this championship already? Like, there are certain times where it's hilarious, and then there are times like tonight where I just wanna punch a wall, put my fist through a wall. It was dumb. Didn't like it at all.
I fear that they will turn Braun heel for Rollins.
It's not gonna work if they do that. He's way too likable and fans are way too behind him. So I don't see that happening. You know who they're not behind? The Viking Raiders. Moving on. I'm not going to say anything about them. You already know how I feel about the Viking Raiders. The tag team name sucks. Their booking is awful. No one gives a damn about them because there's nothing to give a damn about. So, moving on. The women's tag team title match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka and Kairi Sane. Love me some Kairi Sane. I think she's going to be, I dare say she's going to be more of a star for the main roster than Asuka is. I thought Asuka was a sensation on NXT. That was the show for her. Asuka was made for NXT. I think Kairi Sane, if WWE allows her to be, could be a top name on the brand. There's something about her that just stands out. And not just her character either. Her facials are on point. Very good inside the ring. Very sympathetic. Very lovable. Very likable. There's something about Kairi that stands out more than Asuka. So I see good things coming for her. Asuka might be screwed. But again, we have to remember, they don't have blonde hair, blue eye, apple pie. America looks. Alexa Bliss does. And that's why Alexa Bliss is champ and why she stayed champ. Because she retained. If you thought she was losing that belt, what's wrong with you? You know better. You know how this works. And the only reason Nikki Cross has that belt is because of Miss Blonde Hair, Blue Eye, Apple Pie, America. And I think after that was the main event, right? Yeah, we talked about AJ Styles and Rollins. So, again, Raw, I know a lot of you liked Raw because of Sasha Banks. And listen, I love me some Sasha Banks too. I love me some Sasha. But one great return, one awesome segment doesn't make an entire 3-hour show awesome. I will say tonight's show was okay. It wasn't the bore fest I'm used to, but there was a point in time I almost turned this show off. So let's not pretend this was a great episode because Sasha Banks returned. Sasha Banks came back. That was awesome. And it was nice even seeing Braun Strowman pop up there at the end. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, not much something to write about. So, give me your thoughts about the show. How you guys feel about it? What was your favorite part of Raw? How you feel about Sasha Banks? And whatever you saw on the show. Your boy Alyx, man, is tired. I'm going to be back up here for my SmackDown review. And we'll go from there. But we got a lot to talk about in terms of the G1 Climax later on this week and many other shows. So, thank you for watching. Like the video. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Alyx, man, do yourself a favor. Like the video. Subscribe while you're at it. You know what to do. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. AlyxManVX1. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Super Chat. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com and buy yourself a Alyx Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Also follow me on Instagram. All of that is down below in the description box. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx Man's World. I'm out. Peace.